Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha, and you are coming here to be with me for the Healing Hour Live. We are here to discuss recovering and reconciling after infidelity. Now, I know people will tell you that's impossible. You should never do that. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Over there on Instagram today. I see you. I know people will tell you that's impossible. I know people will tell you that you should not do that. You will be a doormat. You will have all sorts of terrible things befall you if you decide to go ahead with your relationship after infidelity. But guess what? You could have bad things happen anyway. You might as well go ahead and be with the person you love. If that is the person that you love, I'm not asking you to do this for anybody else. I'm not asking you to try and get through this with just any old body. This has to be somebody that you really love, that you really want to be with, that this is the person where you're like, okay, I'm willing to put in this work. And if you have that person, do it. Go for it. Be okay with the person that you love. Hey Beth, how you doing? How you doing? I'm so glad that you're here with me today. All right, let me make sure I can see everything I need to see. Oh, I'm excited. We're going to chit chat. We're going to talk about some things. There's so much in the group. There are so many people who have been answering my questions. There are so many people that have been asking me questions. Like I'm sure I have way more than an hour's worth of stuff that we could talk about. So I'm going to try and fit as much of it in as I possibly can. I'm not trying to keep going over every single solitary week, but it's so much to it. There's so much to it to try and get to that place where you can feel like you're comfortable again, that you've made the right decision. That's a scary part of it too. So I want to get you to that place. I want to help you get down the healing path, start walking it, start really feeling like, okay, this is the person that I love. This is going to work out, because it is. If you want it to, it absolutely can work out. You just have to be willing to go ahead and go for it, willing to just say, okay, I know I'm scared. I know other people will tell me that I shouldn't. I know that, but I'm still going to do this. I am still going to accomplish this because I'm capable of doing it. And this is what I want. You should be able to have what you want. If it's a possibility that you can still be with the person that you love, be with the person that you love. There's way too many unhappy people in the world who do not have that. And why would you want to be one of them? All right. Why would you want to be an unhappy folk who does not have the person that they love? So if you're with me on Instagram, give me hearts and likes and loves and whatever it is over there. And if you're on my Facebook group, Love After Cheating, come on over there. Give me some likes, give me some love over there. If you are not on my Instagram, go get on my Instagram. Go follow me. I'm fun. And then if you have not come into my Love After Cheating group, if you're just meeting up with me, seeing me for the first time on YouTube or on Instagram, come on over to Facebook. Come join my Love After Cheating group. It is overflowing with women who are doing exactly the same thing you are. There is not any of that, oh, you should just leave him in the group. We're not doing that. We're not doing that in the Love After Cheating group. It is an entire group full of women who are doing exactly what you're doing. They said they want to be with the person that they want to be with, and they are working towards that goal. That is the best place that you can possibly be if that is what your goal is. So come join me on the Love After Cheating group. All right, and I'm on TikTok too. I'm gonna get into doing my TikToks a little bit more. I did reels more than I do TikToks, but that's all right. I'm gonna do all of them. I'm gonna be on all the social media pretty shortly. All right, all righty, y'all. So we're gonna start where we always start, and if you have been with me, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. We're gonna start with our breathing, and we're gonna start with our journaling. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing your journaling? If you have not, you've been doing yourself a disservice. These are things that you can do that are perfectly within your control that are going to start you down the healing path. It is what you need to do to start to comprehend and start to deal with and get your hands around the anxiety that you feel behind this drama, because it is a trauma. You have experienced a trauma. And what you need to do is be working on healing that. I know everybody tells you that talking about it is the way to solve a trauma, but most of the time it just re traumatizes you. So let's try and figure out some better ways to do it. And I have those. I will tell you about it. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is do our deep breathing. Are you with me for the deep breathing? Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing that on a regular basis, five times a day? If you have not, you need to start that. It doesn't matter where you are in the process. You can be in that first devastation phase where you are just a puddle on the floor. You can be just about healed. The breathing is always going to help. Breathing helps everything in your body. So why not just do it? Why not go for it? I promise you, it'll help. All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing today. Hey, Daddy. Hi, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. I see you on Facebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to blow out. You need to get some space in there so you can breathe. You're going to inhale through your nose. You can do it through your mouth too if your nose is stuffy. For a count of 4, we're going to hold that breath for a count of 7, and then we're going to blow out for a count of 8. Blow out like you're blowing out a cake full of birthday candles. You are trying to take them all out in one go so you can get your wish, okay? Make the noise. Make the noise of that blowing, blow out so that you are exhaling, getting rid of that carbon dioxide. This helps rebalance you a little bit. It lets go some of the carbon dioxide that has built up in your blood since you were tense, when you were traumatized. You kind of suck in air and not really let it go when you're anxious. So that builds up your carbon dioxide level. If you have a high carbon dioxide level, guess what? You're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel like something is terribly wrong with you because you are not getting enough oxygen. Hey, Lou, I see you. Hello. I'm glad you're here with me. So you need to be letting go of that carbon dioxide and getting that good, fresh oxygen into your body, into your brain, so that you can actually think the way that you need to. And it actually alleviates pain. If you're in pain right now, do your deep breathing. It is going to start to ease some of that pain. It gives you back some of the oxygen to your tissues that you have been lacking because you were so clamped down and not fully breathing. All right. So we're going to do it 3 times together. But like I said, 5 times a day. You need to be doing this. Get on it. All right. Be doing that on a regular basis. Who's that say, hey, coach? I got to refresh the page to be able to see. Oh, and let me know. I tell you, I told you in the email. If you're on my email list, you're not on my email list. Email me, Dasha@loveworthkeeping.com. Let me know what your email is, and I will email you too. Who is that? Lou, that was Lou over there. Okay, I couldn't see Lou. Hey, how you doing? But email me if you want me to email you. I will email you about what I'm doing in the group and when there's challenges coming up and just random advice when I feel like giving you some. So, email me, Dasha, Dasha, at loveworthkeeping.com, and you can email me there and I will get you on my email list, okay? All right, so we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to do 3 times just for the sake of brevity today. We're going to blow out, inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out for a count of 8, all right? We're going to do it 3 times back to back. Even if you've been smoking, even if you have bronchitis, you can do this with a little bit of practice, okay? All right, so we're going to blow out. Making the noise in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lovely, right? It feels good. It feels good to do your deep breathing. You need to be doing that. It evens you back out. It gets you back in control of your brain. What happens when this trauma happens is this tiny little part of your brain is called the amygdala. It will start acting up. It will start giving you the worst case scenario of everything in the entire world that could go wrong with you. It will tell you horrible things, and it is already like shooting adrenaline into your body. It is changing the way you breathe. It is changing the way your blood flows around your body. It is doing all of this stuff, but you can get back in control of it. All you need to do is do your deep breathing. It tells your body, it tells your brain, no, we are not in an emergency. We are, yes, we did get hurt. And I do recall that. I understand that you are trying to help me, body, but we are not in any danger right this second. This is a person that I love. This is a person that I want to be near. I do not want to be anxious around them. You are teaching your body how to react. You are very much in control of your body. Do not think that this reaction is just something that you can't control. It is a physical reaction that is happening to you. And if you just think about it, if you just practice, you can get control over that reaction and bring yourself back down. Get yourself back to a more centered place, be able to communicate better, because you can't communicate very well when you're in that fight or flight mode. When you're all anxious, all the blood drains away from your brain. There's no blood going to your brain when you're in fight or flight. You're not as smart as you usually are when you're in that state. So you have to start doing your deep breathing so you can clear your head, get some good fresh oxygen, some blood up to your brain, and be able to think and communicate the way that you want to. You do want to communicate, don't you? Got to do it the right way. Got to do it the right way. All right. So the next thing, of course, is doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? Have you been sitting down, giving yourself a few minutes every day? I am not asking for lots and lots of time. I am asking for 10 minutes a day. 5 minutes in the morning, when you're first getting up, when you're doing your first routines for the day, just take a few minutes, get some things out of your brain, write down any dreams you had. If you had some nightmares, that's a good place to write them. Think about how you're feeling. Write down what your anxiety level is, where you are for the day. If you are a zero is no anxiety whatsoever. You're feeling great. Everything is wonderful. And then there's a 10. A 10 is a loss of control. You feel like you're going to rip your hair out, tear your clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. That is a 10. It's a loss of control. So write that down in your journal, date, time, and your level of anxiety so that you have a reference. Now, if you start off and you're at like a 6 and you write for about 5 minutes, chances are that level of anxiety is going to come down. So always write it at the very beginning and at the very end, and it will show you how much it helps to do that little bit of self-care. Just that 5 minutes takes a little bit off of your brain. You think about it and you be like, I'm not at a 6 anymore. I feel maybe I'm like at a 4.5, maybe a 5. Okay. All right. That's better than it was. And that's the whole point. Everything that you're going to do to heal is just consistency and practice. You have to do it over and over again. You have to train your brain to be different than it is right now. Right now, it's on autopilot. It's just going off and freaking you out on a regular basis. We have got to stop that. We have got to get that back under control. And that requires a little practice. It requires a little bit of consistency on your part. I know everybody will tell you, oh, everything that will heal you comes from them. They're supposed to do whatever it takes to help you feel better. No, it doesn't work. If it worked, I would say go ahead and do it. But your healing is going to come from inside you. If you are hurting, you're the only thing that can cure that. You're the only thing that can fix it. You can have good stuff on the outside, sure, but all the good stuff on the outside is not going to change it within you. You have to allow that change to happen. So doing your journaling, that's part of that. It unfolds some of that stuff that's inside you, gets it out onto paper. Do this for 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. Just give yourself a little bit of time. Give yourself a little bit of self-care. Give yourself that time. You deserve it. You didn't do anything wrong, so you need to have a little bit of time just for yourself, okay? All right. So I don't care what you use as a journal. You see I got all my journals back here. Does not matter what you use. Does not matter what pen you use. You can use pencil. You can use crayon. It does not matter as long as you are journaling, giving yourself that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, If you want to go hog wild, you can give yourself a whole 10 minutes to journal. Whichever you like. You don't have to sit there and write an entire book, but you do need to write about your feelings, get some of that stuff out. Okay? All right. Let me know if you've been doing your deep breathing, if you've been doing your journaling. I always want to hear from you. If you've been doing your deep breathing and it is working for you, message me. Let me know. DM me on Instagram, message me on Facebook. Let me know, because I always love to hear that good news. I love to hear that it is actually working. It is helping you. It is starting to curb that response so that you're able to be yourself. You're able to be your normal, happy self instead of this stressed out, panicked individual that you have been. All right. Let's see. So that's two things that are self-care, that are good for you, that are good things that you can do, that are going to start to get you back in control of yourself, of your feelings, of your emotions. It's going to be good stuff. So there's another thing that will help you with that, and that is doing your gratitude practice. You need to be thinking on a regular basis about good stuff, okay? Things that are good, that are happening to you in your life right now. Not, oh, it used to happen before this cheating happened and now I can never go back to that. No, 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 no. I'm talking about the good stuff that happens to you right now, because I can guarantee you good stuff happens to you. But the trauma, that automatic reaction in your brain, will tell you nothing good ever happens to you. You are just a pitiful soul out here in the world, and terrible things just befall you every day. You never have a break. You never have anything good. That is a lie, okay? Your brain will lie to you when you're in trauma. And it's not fair, because it seems like, it's kind of obnoxious for it to do, but it's trying to protect you. But you have to recognize it for the lie that it is. You have to decide that you are not going to believe that nothing good is happening in your life. All right. So that's why I do Thirsty Thursday. That's why I always want to hear such good things happening from you. And Lou is here, and Lou gave me something good for Thirsty Thursday. It does my heart good to hear you say this, Lou. Lou said, I chose to forgive my husband. Oh, gives me goosebumps. All right, 2 exclamation points behind it. That I get what you're saying. That is exactly how I feel about it. That's a couple exclamation points behind it on me, because I'm excited that you actually decided that and are going forward with it. That's a hard decision to make. That's one of those decisions where you're like, oh my God, am I being an idiot? Am I being stupid? I don't think I'm being stupid. I really love him. I do. I can't see my life without him. I don't think that it would be good, but I'm holding on to this grudge, and it's hurting me and it's hurting him. Should I do better than this? And that is exactly what you decided. You decided you were going to do better. And whoo, that just gives me goosebumps. But let me tell you the rest of it. She said, and I felt how that huge load got off my shoulders making that decision. Later that night, I fell asleep for like 5-minute nap, and my brain decided to trick me. I dream about him still being in contact with her, and immediately I woke up all triggered. That happened because you decided on the forgiveness. Your brain is trying to work it out, is trying to do anything it can to tell you, no, because you could get hurt, because when you forgave him and when you were allowing him to just be him, then this happened. It's just a trick. You're right. It is just a trick. It took the best of me and rejected him before he left for work. Oh no, poor baby. He said, I woke up today feeling better and regretting my actions of last night, and I told him why, and we are somehow back on track. We got approved to get our lemon car returned. That's some good stuff too. That's a lot off your shoulders too. But I love that the dreams will get you. Okay, I was talking in the recovery and reconciliation group a little bit about dreams last night. You gotta try and control those dreams, and then when you wake up, give yourself a minute, take a couple of deep breaths, and reorient yourself to real life, because that's not really what happened. He did not do anything. He was not talking to her. That was all in your head. It was all playing out on a loop in your head. So give yourself a couple minutes, take a couple of deep breaths, and that's when you grab your journal. Write down your dream. Write down what it was, because it gets it off you. It's a very icky, sticky feeling of waking up from that dream. It's like it clings to you. And then when you're anxious like that and you're hurting, it's very easy to just go ahead and shut down. And then he's like, what happened? We were okay. Everything was all right. And now you're mad at me again. So it's best to just try and get it off you by doing your journaling a little bit, doing a little bit of deep breathing, shaking it off first thing in the morning, and don't react to the dream because he didn't do it in real life. Okay. But good job on choosing that. You're going to have some scary moments. That is why recognizing the fear speech is directly after the decision of the dreams formula. You got to make that decision about what you want to do. You want to work this out. You want to reconcile. You want to forgive. You want to go for it. And then immediately behind that, the fear sets in. The fear is like, no, no, because got hurt. Well, yeah, but you can get hurt anytime. That is not a prerequisite for being in a relationship that, oh, you will never get hurt. If that was the case, then you would never be in relationships at all, because that is never going to be guaranteed. You're never going to be guaranteed that you won't be hurt. That's insane. Okay. Nobody gets that guarantee in life. Nobody gets that. So it's telling you something that is false, that is stopping you from being who you want to be. So I don't want you listening to the fear. Like I always say, don't listen to the fear. It is always going to lead you wrong. It is telling you to do things to isolate instead of being together. So you can't listen to what it says. But thank you, Lou, so much for your wonderful. I got to give you some champagne. I got to, because I always pop bottles with you. I got to give some champagne for this one, because that's an excellent thing to have happen. Choosing to forgive, letting it really be what you want to do. I love it. Oh, and getting rid of the car. Getting rid of a lemon. Woo, boy, nothing like it. All right, let me see. What else do we have going on today? Oh, let's do a couple questions. There's a couple questions from the and deck. Do you know about that? It's the and. Lisa, yes, I know, right, girl? It's some wonderful stuff. I'm so happy for you. But this is the and deck, and this is the healing edition. This one is the one, for couples who are going through a little something. I give you a couple of these questions, a couple of these cards to do, because everybody wants to talk after infidelity. Part of that trauma reaction is your brain wanting to ask questions. It wants to know information. And what it's doing is it's trying to collect all the negative information it possibly can in order to use it against you later. Okay. So that's why it's not great to ask all those questions that your brain is begging you to ask, that's screaming for you to talk about. It's not always a good thing, because what happens is your brain is expecting a certain response based on your own fears, based on your insecurities. And so it's expecting a certain response. Okay, if you don't get that response, you're going to get pissed off. If you do get that response, it's going to go into those memory banks, and your brain is going to be like, see, I told you it had to be that he just didn't love you, or he loved her so much. It will be all of these little details that will come back to haunt you later on. So instead of doing that, let me give you something else to talk about. All right. Answering these questions a little bit more healthy. It's not talking about the infidelity. It's talking about your relationship, it's talking about the two of you. So it takes your mind off of that and gets it back to a place of us together. We're working on this. We are going to be okay together. All right. Hey there, Tara. How you doing? I'm glad you joined us. You're just in time for the and deck. This is from theskindeep.com. There's the outside of the box, theskindeep.com. Go on over there. I think it's $25. Excellent little game. All right. The first one is, what skill or talent of mine do you envy the most, and why? What skill or talent of mine do you envy the most, and why? That's an interesting one. I envy that my husband can, he can feed the multitudes. He's like Jesus. It's like he can take like a couple loaves of bread and fish and feed like 50 people. I've never seen it before. It's very, very cool. So, that's my honey. I'm envious that he is capable of doing such a thing. I probably can feed about 5 people. I am not domestically inclined. It's not my thing. So I'm a little jealous of that. All right, let's see. What am I not facing? Ooh, that one might be a little touchy. That one might be a little touchy. Imagine he asked you that. He's like, okay, what am I not facing? Or imagine you asking him that. Ooh, what am I not facing? All right. That could be anything. That doesn't necessarily mean anything is necessarily bad. It could just mean that you are not dealing with the reality of the situation. And I was talking to the group about that last night too, how reality is a little subjective. What you think and what another person thinks are going to be completely different. All right, let's see. Oh, filling your own question. That's not helping me. There we go. All right, let's see another one. If I was in your shoes, what do you think I'd find most challenging? That's a really good one. That's a great one to put yourself into another person's shoes, because when you do that, especially for your mate, the person that you really love and you care about, you should put yourself in their shoes every now and again. Should think about how life appears in their perspective. When you're doing that on a regular basis, you're saying that you really care about them, that you love them, that you want to understand them on a deeper level, that you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You want to give them the understanding, the compassion that comes with being in a long-term relationship with somebody. So I think that's a good thing to do. Picture yourself in their shoes. All right. All right. Got the questions out the way. All right. So now I guess I can go ahead and start answering a few questions. If you're here with me or you're on the replay, let me know. Do you have questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on with you today that you want to chit chat about? I will be happy to answer. Let me see. So the first ones, let's go to the post. Every week I go ahead on Wednesday night and I post in the group, hey, what do you want to talk to me about? So if you have a question, you've been thinking about something, you'd like to get an answer from me live, I will do that. Just go to the post, find that post. Or if you're in the event, if I have invited you to the event or you're in the group and you can go to the events tab, you can go into that and I have the question written in there too. It's always in the event for the week. What do you want to talk to me about? All right. So I got lots of questions already. God, oh, y'all were just on it today. I love it. All right. Let's see. Amrita. Amrita, how you doing? Amrita says, how do you stop triggers from invading your thoughts and ruining your day? Ooh, yes. I have lots of triggers. Triggers is in your husband innocently saying something or doing something that throws you and your thoughts back into thinking about the cheating. Could even be something you see on TV or hear on the radio that sends your mind. One example is the other day, my husband told me, wow, you're getting a big Latina booty. Instead of taking it as a compliment, I took it the wrong way because I'm West Indian and all the women he cheated on me with were Latinas with big butts. He quickly apologized and said that came out wrong, but it took me back a few steps from where I've come so far. That is a really good example. I'm Rita. Well, congratulations on the booty. Let me say that first. Congratulations. That's rounding out for you. I'm happy for you. The triggers. The triggers are sensory. The triggers are input from outside. It's not usually something that you were thinking about. It's something that happened that you saw, tasted, touched, felt, smelled around you that reminded you of something that happened around the time of the trauma. Usually that's how it works. So a lot of the time with the triggers, engage your senses otherwise. If it's something, taste, find your favorite food, eat your favorite food, drink a little bit of warm tea, warm up your insides, get your stuff flowing again, because when you're anxious, your digestive system kind of slows down. So a little bit of tea, a little soothing should help you. Something that smells really good, the thing that, you really, really love to smell, your very favorite smell in the world, smell that, get yourself into the place where you're thinking about the good stuff that happened behind that smell. All of your senses, engage your senses. Self-care, that is a huge one when you are triggered. You need to be taking care of yourself. You're at a point where you are out of patience. You are out of calm and centeredness. So what you need to do is get that back. You got to work on it. You got to bring yourself back around to that. So do nice things for yourself. Go take yourself a bath or a shower. I love a shower because the water running it soothes your brain waves. It sends you into the theta state, and that's that state where you get that aha moments, where you get the bright ideas. So I like doing shower because that white noise and the water and the warmth, that just does it for me, relaxes me immediately. But you have to be aware of things that are triggers. So you need to start writing things down. start figuring out what is a trigger and what kind of sort of looks like a trigger, because the kind of sort of looks like a trigger will turn into a trigger on you if you're not careful. Write those things down, be talking about them in your journal, and then plan ahead of time. What am I going to do when he gives me a compliment and I take it the wrong way? Well, first of all, I know I am intelligent enough to know that it was supposed to be a compliment. So I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths before I respond. I'm going to relax my body, because that's what happens, right? Immediately you're tense, you're tight. So I'm going to relax. I'm going to push my shoulders down. I'm going to push them back. I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths, and I am going to try to take it in the spirit, try and feel the spirit of the compliment instead of the actual functional words of the compliment. Because God knows they say the wrong words all the time, don't they? But that's a whole nother thing. But, engage your senses, try and figure out when that trigger is going to hit before it hits. So that one you couldn't really do anything about ahead of time. But if it's something like, you're going to be watching television, sometimes it's a little bit easier to watch stuff you've already watched for a little while, because you won't be suddenly triggered. It's very comforting to watch like repeats, something that you're like, oh no, I know exactly what's in that show. I don't have to worry about it. And then you can kind of let your mind go and you're not stressing about it. Cheating is everywhere. Cheating is on TV. It's on the radio. It is on like half the songs on the radio right now. It is just everywhere all the time. And that is a completely reasonable thing, because cheating is one of the basic conflicts between people. Somebody said that, I didn't get to answer this question earlier outside the group, but she said that cheating was like the new norm. And it's not new. It's never been new. It has always been the norm. As long as there have been like more than two people on the planet, there has been cheating. There has been conflict amongst people, because people are a little selfish. We do selfish things to each other. So it's not anything new. And so it has become like part of like all the stories. It's an interesting story. That's why Jerry Springer was such a hit when I was a kid, because it was such an interesting story of, oh, how could you do this to somebody that you loved? And then there's a lot of guilt and shame surrounding that. And so you will see lots and lots of examples of cheating, especially once it has happened to you. You might not have been paying as much attention before, but you'll see them more often now. So try and get yourself prepared for that. Hey, this may have some cheating in it. I'm going to do my deep breathing. If I can't take it, I'm just going to walk out. I'm just going to leave this alone. I'm not going to watch this show. I'm not going to watch this movie. I'm going to just leave it, and I'm just going to go and calm myself and do my own self-care. Does that make sense? Let me know. I'm Marita. If you're here now, you're on the replay. I think you might catch this on the replay. All right. Let me see. Oh, Beth, you moved over here. All right. We're all on Facebook together. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, let me refresh that. I can't see. All right. Oh, before I get into another question, let me tell you something. I was talking to somebody earlier, and she was like, I'm feeling like we are really on the way. We are reconciling. We are doing amazing. Every now and again there's triggers, but I feel like we're great. And I was like, okay, well, great. What's the biggest thing that you would tell another woman to help them getting through it? So this is what she said. This is Angie. Angie said to be patient with themselves. So yeah, be patient with you. You're going to feel some stuff. You're going to be ups and downs. That is perfectly all right. Stick with it. Number 2, no one can tell them how quickly that they should heal, especially the person who turned the world upside down. Nobody can tell you how quickly you're going to heal, but be working on it. All right. Be working on it. Be moving towards it every day. You don't want to make this last for years and years if you don't have to. And then grace. Give yourself grace every day. Allow yourself to just be okay with the fact that you're not okay. All right. That is a great thing. Thank you, Angie. I'm glad you gave me those. Those are good ones. But as you're going forward, you will start to learn these things. So as you are learning, let me know what you're learning. Okay. Let me know what you're learning about this healing thing. If you got anything right now, let me know what you are learning about how to get through this. Give me the thing that you would tell another woman who is going through this trauma and is trying to come through it with their mate. What would you tell them? All right, Lou said, Should we talk to our husbands about what we're going through? If so, how? In order to not come out like if I was pointing fingers. Does it help somehow to be on the same page and hopefully deal with all of that, all that's going on a bit better? It actually doesn't work like that. And it's unfortunate, but I know people will tell you, oh, well, if they're really sorry, if they're really remorseful, they'll just listen to you talk about it day in and day out, whenever you feel like it, whenever you're having a moment, and they should just be okay with it. And that's not typically how it works. Most of the time, when that happens, when you keep on going back and telling them, I feel really crappy about something you did, let me hear and tell you about it, that is going to shut the other person down. Think about it. If it was you, okay, it's been a while, and then just whenever they think about it, whenever they're having a little moment about it, they come to you and tell you how terrible that they feel about something that you did. Would you feel like the relationship had hope? Would you feel like this person really wanted to be with you, or were they thinking about the worst thing you ever did a lot and continuously coming to you and telling you what a crappy thing you did and how much you affected them and how terribly they feel because of it? Think about it for a second. Like, would that be good for you? Would you feel like, oh yeah, our relationship is safe and secure and sound? Probably not, right? That's how it is. When you keep on going back and telling them how sad you are, how you're going through something, it just makes them feel like things are never going to turn out all right. And then it's kind of re-traumatizing you because you keep talking about the trauma. You keep talking about the bad things that happen. So that whole, oh well, I don't want to point fingers. You are. That's what you're doing. That is exactly what it is. And so then you keep going backwards to it. That's what you're doing when you do that. You're not going forward. You're going back into the past, back into the pain, and you're not traveling the healing path. You're not going forward. You're not moving in the direction that you want to go, which is the healing. You don't want to go backwards into the pain, right? That makes sense? Let me know. Hold on, let me look over here on the comments, see if you're with me on that one, Lou. Because I know everybody tells you to talk about it. I know that. I get it. And I understand the general like why to that, especially with women, because we are very much centered on talking things out to feel better. And that works for a lot of things, but this type of trauma, it just keeps sending you backward into the trauma instead of allowing you to move forward and go ahead with your life. And then okay, you go to him and he doesn't respond to you the way that you want him to. He does not say or do the thing that you want. Then what? Now you're mad at him because you didn't respond to me the way that I wanted to. I needed you to do such thing to make me feel better. Well, if that's the case, don't go talk about it. Just ask him to do the thing. If it's something that you want him to say, hey, you, baby, come here. I need to hear you say that I'm gorgeous right now. Tell me so I believe it. And just tell them what you want. I need you to hold me real tight right now. I'm feeling kind of squidgy. I need you to just hold on to me. Hold me tight. Squeeze me until I can do a few deep breaths and I can feel a little bit better. Just say what you want. Don't keep talking about how you feel. Men are very much action oriented. So if you are talking to a guy or anybody with a masculine mind, then it's going to be about, okay, what do you want me to do about it? And if you keep on saying, well, I feel so miserable, but I have nothing that I want you to do, then they're going to feel a little hopeless about it. So go for that. All right. He said, definitely. I was wondering because my husband sometimes will I'd be like, how are you doing, like progressing on my healing and such? Well, see, that's great. If he's asking you about it, he's checking in on you. That's lovely. You can tell him, I'm doing a little bit better. But when you start going into all the details, they start getting a little, they start feeling like, well, you're never going to heal. You're never going to get past this. They've said that to you, right? You're just never going to get past this. I don't know why we're trying. Yeah, they get a little frustrated. They get a little hopeless. So, you can, if he's asking, you can share, but just regularly just coming up to him being like, hey, I feel crappy because of what you did is probably not the best way to go about it. And, you don't always have to talk about it either. If he is like, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I don't really feel like going all into the feelings and whatnot and going into talking about how I feel about it. So I'm okay. We don't need to talk about it right now. You can do that. All right. All right. What else to get here? What else? Beth is here. Beth said, I have random memories that pop up in my mind, and I realize he deceived me. I want so badly to confront him and call him out on it, but I don't. Is it better to let him know I figured out the lie or to just move on? Move on. You need to know when he's lying, don't you? We don't want them getting better at lying. If they're not good at it, we don't want to educate them that, hey, look, you said something and I was able to pick that apart because you lied in a way that let me know. You don't want to tell them that. You don't want to share that, do you? No, you don't want to let them know that. Okay. So just move on. You know when he was telling the lie, what he looked like when he was telling the lie, how the lie was formed. You know something more about him than you knew before. That's a good thing. Leave it at that. If you're teaching him how to lie better, then the next time you might not know that he was lying. Okay. Now that you figured it out, we don't want to mess it up. Okay. We want to stick with that. I always think that we're women. If you're a woman in a relationship, you're probably the smarter person. Okay, you're the more complex person. So let's not educate them on how to cheat and lie better. Okay, make sense? I don't know. You let me know. That sounds crazy to you. I totally understand, but yeah. Louis said, yeah, that's why I get so confused. Oh, because he's asking you. Yeah, you don't have to keep talking about it. Tell him, I'm doing okay. I don't think I want to talk about it today. I'm not just gonna carry it around today. I'm gonna put that baggage down for a little while. And you can always come back to it. You can put it down and walk away and do your own thing for a little while. You can come back and pick up the same baggage if you want to, or you could leave it. So, there's always that choice, there's always that freedom. So, sometimes just set it down, see how it feels to set it down, see how much lighter your shoulders feel without that heavy bag on it, and see if you can move forward without picking that same bag back up. But yes, Beth, no, don't educate him. Don't have him thinking that he's super smart over here. Don't do that. Don't do that. They already think they're too smart sometimes, thinking they're gonna get away with something. All right, let's see who else. Allie. Hey, Allie. How you doing? Allie said, I'm having a hard time recognizing duty versus genuine progress. We are caregivers to each other for different reasons. Now I feel like he won't say he's tired or in pain because of how I may feel. Um, okay, well, yeah, guys are kind of like that anyway. They feel like they're supposed to be the stronger one. They're not supposed to tell you that something is troubling them, that something is weighing on them, because they're the man and they're supposed to be able to carry that. So, you will recognize. I can tell when my husband's tired. I can tell when he's in pain. So you can start, looking for the clues other than him telling you, and then saying, okay, look, hey, you need to go lay down. Look, I understand you're trying to do for me. That's great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, my love. But you need to take care of yourself too. That's how I'm going to take care of you. We're going to keep taking care of each other. And duty is not necessarily separate from real progress. You should still do your duty. You should do the right things for each other regardless of where you are in the process. If you are in the middle of this, but you are still loving in each other enough that you are still going forward with doing the dutiful things that you do for each other because you both need it, that's love. That's love. That is not just, oh well, because I have to. No, you're choosing to do that. So if you're consistently doing the good stuff for each other, that's a good thing. That is showing love to each other. That is showing progress. That is showing, I want to recover with you. I want to live long with you. I want to take care of you. I want us to be there on that same level together. Does that make sense to you, Allie? Let me know. Because it's kind of intertwined. It's not a completely separate thing. Doing the things that you're supposed to do. Yeah, you're supposed to do them. But, it doesn't mean that that's not real progress either. It doesn't mean that they don't really love you and they don't really care. And if he's tired and he's tired, tell him go lay down. Tell him take a nap. Tell him to take a break. And you be doing that too. Make sure that you're doing that self-care and taking care of yourself so that when you go tell him, hey, you need a break now, I've had mine, you need yours, then it sticks a little bit better. He's more willing to listen to you. Mm. All right. Let me know what you think about that, Allie, okay? Let's see. What else I got? Tina said all of what everyone else is saying here. All of that. All of that is what Tina was asking. How to ask a significant other submit to your requests or changes in order to work on the relationship or to get them to do couples counseling. Okay. I don't think you should. Okay, hold on. Let me get comfortable. All right. I don't think you should. I don't think that is one of the things that you should do to try and start helping yourself. Okay. I think you need to start with doing your own thing, doing your own part, doing your journaling, doing your deep breathing, collecting your feelings, trying to get them back under control on your own. Okay. Because a lot of the time when this happens, there is all this devastation. Okay. The devastation is like the first phase of this happening. And so when you have that devastation, your emotions are all over the place. They're all over the floor. So all of that progress is all of that stuff that you want to do to progress is not going to help you until you have gathered up your emotions a little bit and got them back corralled kind of close to your body, if not all the way in you. When you are asking for them to do all of those things in order to get your emotions together, it's not going to work. Okay. And you tell me and let me know if you're like, well, I was waiting for them to do this so I can feel better. It does not work like that. You have to work on feeling better before a lot of the progress is going to start to happen. You're going to have to start down the healing path before you can get him on board with doing all the good stuff to continue down the healing path. So I say work on your part first. And if you work with me before, that is one of the things that I say all the time. Work on your part. Okay. You work on you healing you, work on doing your self-care, work on releasing some of this control and tension and anger that you have towards them. Work on getting your emotions under control, bringing them back to you, gathering them up, shining them up, putting them back where they belong. If you are doing that work, they're more willing to do the work too. Because the thing is, okay, I know everybody always says that, well, you can't heal unless they are doing X, Y, and Z. But that's a lie. That's not true. Your healing is within you. It's not from them. It's not from anything that they're going to do. So when you're sitting there and you're waiting, you're like, well, I'll feel better when they start doing counseling. I'll feel better when you start doing what I ask. I'll feel better when you start letting me go through your phone at will. When you do that, you are putting your own healing outside of yourself. You are giving the responsibility to somebody else, and that doesn't work. It does not work. If it worked, I promise you, I'd be like, yes, absolutely do it. He should be doing everything he possibly can to make you feel better. That is a problem because until you decide to start feeling better, there is nothing he can do to make you feel better. Nothing. There is nothing that will work. I have heard it countless times, time after time after time. They'll say, he's doing everything right. He's doing everything that I could ask for him to be showing remorse, saying that he is sorry, wanting to work this relationship out, and I'm just not there. That's why there's no need to keep on trying to get him to do it. Work on your part first. Work on your part first. If you need help with that, if you are in the devastation phase, I have a program for that, the tech support program. Let me know that you need that. What it is I will text with you. You can text me just about any time, day or night. I sleep for a few hours at night, but you can text me anytime and you can be like, I am having a hard time with my emotions. Help. And I will send you some help. I will send you daily affirmations. I'll send you daily journal prompts. I will be doing things to help you stop feeling like the healing is outside of you. You got to start gathering those emotions up. You got to start getting control over them, making it so that you feel more centered and you feel more grounded. And then they will see that. If you are just in the throes of misery and you are not doing anything to heal, and they're trying to get you to heal and it's not working, they're going to get very frustrated very fast. And they're going to be like, well, I tried. I was trying to help you. I was trying to do the things and you were just steady being miserable. So I see that that doesn't work. And that's where you run into a problem when he sees, oh, well, I'm trying, but it doesn't work. It's not helping her at all. She's still miserable. She's still upset all the time. She's still starting arguments. She's still crying. Okay, well, he's going to automatically think, oh, well, it's not me. It's not nothing I can do. And he's right. There's nothing that he can do about that. You have to start the process. When you start it, when you start traveling down the healing path, when you start showing that you are going to get on with life, you are not going to stay stuck in this terrible time. You are going to move forward. You're going to do the normal things that you were supposed to do. You're going to treat them with decency and respect, and you're going to try and act like a loving partner. When you do that, you show that, okay, I am ready to do it. You are signaling that you are actually ready to receive that you want. You're okay. Well, okay, I guess we can do counseling now because she's really trying. And okay, yeah, we need to have a counselor so we can get over the rest of the bumps. It'll be much easier to convince him of that. So that's where you start, Tina. Don't worry about asking him to change. Change is going to come from you. Change is always about you. If you want your life to change, you change. And then that starts changing the things around you. Okay? Again, one of those things you're going to hear me say all the time. One of my favorite things, because it is the truth. It is what it is. The more you change things around you. All right. Oh, I missed some stuff. Okay. Brittany, you said you need that. Girl, what? Message me. I got you. Message me because I will forget. So just message me or send me an email. If you're interested in the tech support program, let me know. It's like 2 or 3 months. And so, yeah, you can get with me, and it's just me helping you. I'll text with you. Hit me up when you're just about to go off on them. Tell me what you're about to text them, and I'll tell you a better way to text it. Okay, I do all of that. Just send me a message to dasha@loveworthkeeping.com or message me. I will help you out with that. I got that tech support. All right, comes with affirmations and the whole 9 yards. We do. It's you get an email from me every single solitary day of that. All right. Oh, yes. Everybody that's interested in it, hit me up. Message me. All right. I'm trying to see everything. All right. Brittany, you said, how do you handle it when, I can show it. How do you handle it when they're not communicating? He is a truck driver and he's always on the road, but he keeps pushing off communications. I feel like I am hitting a wall. Oh, I can't see. Hitting a wall. And it's leaving me resentful. We're 3 weeks after me finding out. He keeps saying he is ashamed and embarrassed and doesn't want to talk about it. Would you? If you did something this terrible to somebody that you love, would you want to keep going over the details of it? Not particularly. And this conversation, you want him to talk about it. I want you to think about what you're trying to get from the conversation. What is it that you need him to say? Because the whole communicating about it thing, okay, if you just want to communicate about it, you can just say what you want him to talk about, or what you want to talk about. But if you're trying to get something from him, you need to figure out what that is ahead of time, because then you will be able to go into that conversation a little bit better prepared. So what is it that is going on? I ask this question all the time, and I have a couple that I'm working with that I caught. They just had some infidelity go down, or one of them just find out about the infidelity. And so now, she wants to ask questions. And I'm like, wait. What is it that you want to talk about? What is it that you're needing? What is it that you want to hear? Because when you're like, I want to communicate, that is not just you. That is that trauma part of your brain. That is that anxious part that is trying to get as much ammunition as it possibly can to shoot and get him away from you. Okay. It is trying to find out all the info. It's trying to find out the good, the bad, and the ugly, all of those details, so they can fire off all those details at you whenever it feels like it. And so then that will push you away. So you got to figure out what is it that you're really trying to get from the conversation. If it's just your brain screaming at you, you need more information, you need to know about this, that is just the fear speaking. The fear wants to hear all of these awful, gory details that you do not need to know. Okay. You do not need to fill your brain with all the terrible things that he has done. All right. That's not necessary for your healing. I know people will always say that. People say that all the time. Oh, well, I if I don't have the details, then I can't heal. Bull pucky. That is not true. You can heal just fine without torturing yourself with details that are going to haunt you for years. Okay. You don't need that. So if you want to think the absolute worst, go ahead and think the absolute worst, and then work on healing it. But let me know, what is it, Brittany, that you're asking him to talk about? Because nobody wants to talk about, I did the wrong thing. Here, let me talk about it in exhaustive detail. I am not like that. Are you like that? I know that it seems like a reasonable thing to ask for in the midst of this, in the trauma, in the pain, in the turmoil. You're like, you should just answer whatever question I desire in order to move forward with this. But if it were you, would you want to do that? Would you want to go over in excruciating detail the terrible things you have done to a person you love? No. Like, I'm going to answer that for you. I'm going to assume that I know. No, you're not going to want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. And so then that resistance, again, your brain is looking for the worst. And so that resistance to talking about what a terrible person I am is interpreted as, oh, they don't respect you. Oh, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want you to heal. They don't want you to get past this. No, they just don't want to sit there and talk about something awful that they did. They know they were terrible. They know. They're aware. And talking about it is not going to make that any better. It's not going to fix that. So you got to figure out, okay, what am I trying to get from this conversation? And if it's just to make him talk about it and make him suffer, then you should probably go a different route, because that's going to make you suffer too. You're going to have to live in it the same way that they are. Does that make sense? Oh, Brittany said, love that. Okay. All right. Wait. Hold up. Let me go back to that. Allie said, insert cheerleader emoji. Trust this. I know that's right. All right. Let's see. Brittany said, love that. Thank you. So in this situation, there's a possible baby. I'm sorry for that. That sucks. I've been through that. So my questions are more so geared towards, is there proof of a baby? Because he hasn't really confirmed. He's not going to be able to confirm that. If she's lying, then okay, she's going to lie for 9 months. And that sucks. It really does. But it's not like he can go. Do you want him to go to the doctor with her? No. Hell no. We don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, she can get pictures off the internet. So it's not like, or a positive test off the internet. So you probably won't know, and you're asking him and he doesn't know, and asking him those questions means that he has to ask her. He has to get in contact with her, and that's definitely a no. So yeah, that makes sense to you. I'm glad you're with me on that, Brittany. It doesn't work. When that happened with us, that was the very first time he had ever cheated. It was this girl he worked with. It was a bartender at the bar he worked with, and he was cooking and she was the bartender, and everybody went over to her house after work. Everybody did, and so they happened to be the first ones to get there, and he was already drunk and stuff popped off. And she did that because she was already pregnant, and she thought that he would be a better dad than the dude that had gotten pregnant. So she told us for the whole 9 months, the whole entire 9 months, oh, that's his baby. I'm sure it is. Other people were saying, like, no, I'm pretty sure she was pregnant before this happened. I was heard her talking about it, but she just was determined, no, absolutely not. This is his baby. I'm trying to tell you. And then we got to court. Like, we had done the whole paternity test, and we were going to court to get the paternity results. And she saw us in the hallway, and she was like, oh, didn't they tell you this is not your baby? Oh, okay. All right. Now you want to say that. So we had to go through the whole court thing and everything just to find out that it wasn't. So yeah. Oh my God. Yes, Brittany. Yes, it wasn't. Oh my God. That was the first time anything like this ever happened. And it was seriously stressful. So it was like that whole year pretty much. I just didn't know for sure. And I'm believing the worst, because I want to just be prepared to heal from the worst and keep on going forward. But I was a hot mess about that. And I was just gung-ho determined, we are going to find this out. We are going to get this paternity test. I went with him every time. I went to get the paternity test, make sure he did it. And I went with him to court both times that he had to go. And I was like, because I'm going to be there for that. We are going to know. We are going to know as a unit what is going on here if this is a baby that we're going to have in our lives. I had already figured out, okay, if that is his baby, okay, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be co-parenting with this heifer. I'm not thrilled, but ain't nothing I can do about it. Or it won't be his baby, and then everything I'll feel better, but everything won't be fixed. So either way, it was going to be rough, and it just so happened that it worked out that it wasn't. But he swore up and down the whole time. He was like, that is definitely not my baby. But so I was like, nope, I need some DNA. I need the court to tell us that that is not the case. All right. Let's see. Hey, Brittany, you okay? Because you were asking about the communication thing too. So we were talking about that. You with me on that? Okay. You're 3 weeks after you finding out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, we got that already. Let's see. What did I miss? There it is. Okay. Janice, she said, if he assumes and asks questions, why shouldn't you get to ask questions as well? Does that work? Does that solve anything? Does it make everybody feel better? Do you believe the answers? Does he believe the answers? If you keep on asking questions and you're not going to believe them anyway, what's the point? What's the point? You just asking questions and stressing each other and telling each other that I don't trust you. Maybe if you stop asking questions back, maybe he won't ask questions. Maybe. Possibly. Makes sense? I don't know. You let me know. Allie, you're silly. I said that heifer. She got all the cows. Oh, she was doing the whole 9 yards too. She was like calling them, asking them to take her baby clothes shopping. I did all of it too. I let her know. I was like, oh no, that's not gonna be, oh, we're a family, because that was what she was like. Oh, well, maybe, once the baby is born, like once a week we can meet and we can have lunch all together and you can see the baby. And with him and her and the baby, she thought they were gonna be some little family on the weekend sometimes. I was like, oh no, that's not what's going to happen. You're going to be dealing with me. The thing with you and him, that's over. That's done. I'm going to be his wife, and so you're going to be dealing with me. So every time she called for something, like she called for like orange juice and some silly stuff while she was pregnant, and I was trying to be decent to her because this could have been his kid, and I knew we would have to keep on dealing with her forever. So I was trying to be a decent person. But turned out it wasn't his. I had gone shopping with her for the baby and everything. And wasn't even this kid. I wasn't paying for anything, but I took her. She didn't have a car, so I took her where she wanted to go. You said no, Janice. You said exactly no. You're not gonna want to do that. You're not gonna want to keep on asking the questions over and over and over again. It's not helping anything. It's not doing anything. So if it's not working on one side, it's not going to be working on the other side either. There's no need for you to keep on going through that. There's no need for you to keep on asking each other questions that say you don't trust each other. Just work on trusting each other. That's it. That's all. You want to know. You're not going to know. You're not going to know. You are not going to be sure either way. You're saying that like you trust him to answer you correctly and you would believe everything he said. If that's the case, if you are so anxious and you are trying to feel like, oh, well, I think that he's lying to me, I think that he's hiding things from me, why would you believe the answers that he gave you? You're not going to believe it. If you're in an untrusting place, the answers mean zero. Like, what do they mean? Nothing. If he still asks, answer. Be honest. Go ahead and be honest. If he's asking, go ahead and be honest. But you asking a whole bunch of questions, if you show him, I am not scared. I'm not going to act like I don't trust you. I'm going to act like I trust you. You can, if you feel the need right now to keep on acting like you don't trust me, I understand. I get that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the right thing. And then expect that he will follow suit and do it. If you just keep doing the wrong thing right along with him, guess what? The wrong thing is going to continue to happen. It's just how it goes. If you keep on participating in the mess, it's going to spread. Okay? So there's no need to keep on doing it. I already know the answers. I want to see if he'll be honest. Again, getting you nowhere. Getting you absolutely nowhere. For what? What is it that you're trying to do? Okay, you want to see if he'll be honest, and then he lies, and then you confront him on it. Then you start arguing, and then what? What happens then? You gotta, like, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're sabotaging yourself for absolutely no reason. You don't have to. Do you think he's seeing somebody else right now? I know that he thinks that you're seeing somebody else right now, but do you think that he's seeing anybody else right now? If you don't think that, why you keep asking crazy questions? There's no need. I promise you, there's no need. You keep on engaging in something that is just fueling the fire. You are just making yourselves more angry, more resentful with asking each other terrible questions. Just don't participate. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to. You are choosing what you do, and then you're like, oh, well, he's doing it. That has nothing to do with you. You choose your own path. When you start choosing your own path and you choose the right path, he'll follow along. But if you are just on the wrong path with him, we just on the wrong path together. We just traveling down the wrong path. We two red flags waving in the wind together. There's no need. There's no need to do that. You take away your part of that, which is what I always say. You know, Janice, you've been talking to me for years. You know, stop. You don't have to do what you think you have to do. You just work on your part. That's it. That's all that you have to do. If you work on your part, they'll work on their part. You'll eventually meet in the middle. But if you're so concerned about his part, who's tending to your part? If you're so worried about his business, who's tending to your business? Who is working on your part in your healing? Nobody. If you're so concerned about what he's doing. So I think you need to work on yours. So there's no trust. I know there's no trust, but trust is a belief. You got to actually practice that. You got to actually, flex those muscles, exercise it a little bit, work it out. All right, let's see. Anything else? Okay, I got all those questions. Stacy said a couple of days ago, and I didn't get to answer this. Stacy in the group said, anyone just not the same anymore. I am just not my old self, and I miss the old me. If I could go back before the betrayal, I would tell my old self, simply put you first. I was sitting here thinking about this, and Stacy and everybody, I don't want you to be the same. I don't want you to be the same. You were supposed to grow. This was supposed to be something that made you different. This was not supposed to be, oh, you come through this storm and you just still the exact same as you were before you went through this storm. No, this was something that can go either way. It can make you stronger. It can make you better. It can make you more powerful, more aware of what you are capable of, or it can make you afraid. It can make you sad. It can make you isolate. It can make you shrink as a person. And you have to decide what you want and then go for that. So I don't want you to just be the same. I don't want you to go back and be in the same little shell that you were in before all this happened. This is designed to bust you wide open so that you can grow up to the light. Okay. This is the what is it? Pain is the breaking of the shell around your consciousness. I think that was what Khalil Gibran said. Pain is a motivator. It's something to get you to a new place. Don't go for being the same. Please don't go for being the same. You deserve better than that. You deserve to have bliss. You deserve to have happiness and all the things that you desire, and trust and honesty and lovingness and all of that good stuff. You deserve that, and you deserve to feel really great about yourself. You deserve that. So don't go back to being the same. Don't stress yourself about being the same as you were. This was not a test to design to put you in the exact same place that you were. This was a test designed to advance you. It was a test designed to push you into your next phase. Don't go backwards. Okay? Don't do it. All right. I think if I keep on going, then I'll just keep on talking. So I know you're still with me. I love that y'all are here with me. Thank you so much for being here. I love getting to talk to you all every week, but I'm like 10 minutes over now. Anything else? Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything going on that you really just need me to answer right this second? Because if not, I think I'm gonna call it here because I still got like tabs open of stuff that I could talk about, but I will be here for another hour. So I'm trying to I'm trying to curb it a little bit. One more thing. All right, one more thing. This is the last thing. Crystal said earlier today in the group, she said, how long after you found out about the affair did you ask your husband to go to marriage counseling? I'm in counseling for myself now at the moment, and I don't know how to ask him and when to ask him. Also, did marriage counseling work for you in your relationship if you both were committed to going? I know this answer varies, but I was just curious. And a lot of people, make that a condition to stay in. I don't think I made a whole bunch of conditions on Stan. The first was just leave them alone, but I couldn't get him to do that either. So I was like, okay, then it's got to be my decision. It can't be based on what he's doing. That's where I came out with the first step of the dreams formula. But we didn't go to counseling. We had a couple of short talks with the pastor that did our marriage counseling, but for the most part, we did not go to traditional marriage counseling. We did not work through it like that. He was not willing. He was not ready. He was not okay with that. He was still sick at the time. He was still, dealing with the bipolar disorder, and it just wasn't going to work. We were not going to get anywhere, and he could fake it really good in front of people. So he'd be acting like I was just crazy, and none of this ever happened, and I don't know what she's talking about, and so that wouldn't have worked either. So it is absolutely possible to get through this without having the condition of, oh, you have to go to marriage counseling with me. You have to do counseling in order for us to do okay. But if you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to me. Let me know. Let me know if you are interested in doing couples coaching, and I will definitely make some time in my schedule. Matter of fact, I tell you what, I am going to, I think I'm going to post it in the group, link to my calendar. I'm going to clear out a little bit of time on my calendar. If you are interested in working with me, if you're like, dang, Dasha, I think you might have some ideas about how to get through this thing, I will clear some time in my calendar. You can talk to me directly. I'll give you a 45 minutes quick session about how to move forward if you really want one. Let me know. I see a thank you already. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, Beth, I got you, girl. We are here. You in my group, so you already get to talk to me whenever. But anybody else who has not been able to talk to me or whatever and is having some trouble thinking about doing couples coaching, I seem to be pretty good for the guys. Like the guys are not as tense about going to the coaching with me. I don't blame anybody. I tell everybody, okay, you handle your business. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I'll jump on you about it. But I am not on anybody's side, and they tend to like that. I am on the side of the relationship. I am speaking for the relationship when I'm talking to the two of you. So I'm going to just encourage both of you to do better than you have been doing. So they tend to like that. So let me know. All right. Brittany, you said you need that too. You said all the help, all of it. Hit me up. We'll talk about some things. I'll get you in one of my programs and we'll get to talking because I am here for you. I want you to be able to have someone that it will give you the support that you need. That's that last step of the dreams formula, is getting the support you need. I am on your side. I believe you. If you are saying that this is the right person for you, you are still in love with them, you want things to work out, you believe that they can, I fully believe you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to leave. I'm not going to give you a hard time about it. I'm going to tell you things that are going to keep you from calling the police on each other. And that has been a thing this week. That's 3 separate people I have talked to this week. The police have been involved. So I'm going to try very hard to keep you from calling the police on each other and get you to a place where you can talk, that you can open up, that you feel like you can give and take to each other and not feel like one person is getting all of the benefits and one person is just getting all of the trouble. We can work it out. We can help. I can help you. I can help you. So definitely, everybody that's interested, if you're here now, you're on the replay, message me. Okay. Message me or send me an email, Dasha, DASHA, at loveworthkeeping.com. And I will get back to you. I will let you know what we can do. Okay. All right. I think that's it. think that's all I got for today. I'm not gonna go anything else. That'll have me talking for another 45 minutes. Alrighty, y'all. Let's see. I didn't do an affirmation. Let me tell you an affirmation to say for today. Your affirmation should be today. I am complete as I am. Others simply support me. How's that for an affirmation? I am complete as I am. Others simply support me. Okay? You are enough, girl. That's what the whole thing is. That's what that affirmation is saying. You are enough. You're enough all by yourself. You're enough to make all your dreams come true. You do not need other people, but it's nice to have that support. It's nice to have that if you can. And I'm definitely willing to give it to you. So if you're on my Instagram, DM me. If you're on my Facebook, message me. If you just want to send me an email, dasha@loveworthkeeping.com, and I will get back to you, okay? Betty knows. Yes, girl, yes. All right. Allie said, thank you. I love these pre-Friday talks. I try to, make the weekend good. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's home together and it's going to be good times, we need to talk through some of this stuff, let it go so we can have a good time with each other. And hey, don't talk about bad stuff when it's a good time too. Women tend to do that. Don't feel like, oh, well, everything is going great, so we should talk about a negative. Try not to do that. You kind of ruin the good time, okay? You're ruining the party when you do that. All right, so that's it. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. Of course, I will be back here Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single Thursday, to join you and talk to you about getting on the healing path after infidelity. If you need me, if you're interested in signing up with my coaching, message me. I got you. We gonna get through this, girl. We gonna get through it. In the meantime, don't do what the fear tells you to do. And remember to say your affirmations and love on yourself and take care of yourself. Until next time, okay? All right. Bye.